Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'm going to be giving you a tour of my fish room and giving you updates on the tanks and future projects. Hello, welcome back to the summer house. So like I say, in today's video I'm going to be showing you all the tanks and giving you updates on things in the future. The reason why I'm sat in front of this tank today is because this is going to be our next major project. I don't know if any of you have seen on YouTube, but there's a brilliant channel out there called Fish Keeping Made Easy, and that is a married couple, and the guy from it who I've been speaking to a lot is called Jordan. Jordan recently set up a nano clownfish reef aquarium. I'll pop a link to that just here, so you can click on that and watch through how he's done it. He's going to support me through turning this into a nano reef. So that's going to be coming up after Christmas. I've asked for a lot of the things that I need for it for Christmas presents. So, winner chicken dinner. As you can see, I'm getting all festive. Love a good bit of festivities. I'll put the Christmas tree up in here soon. It's only a little one, but it's cute. This tank here, we are going to be turning this into a nano reef. Basically, the idea is I'm going to set it up. I'll do step-by-step videos to show you all how to do it, so you can do it with me. I'm just going to be using a canister filter. I'm not going to be adding a protein skimmer, and we're going to see if we can do it without all the fancy gear, because I tried it before many years ago and I just couldn't get into it. A lot of expensive fish died and it wasn't great. So I'm going to try it again in a much simpler way, and I'm much more knowledgeable about fish keeping in general now anyway. Hopefully we'll have some success. And like I say, Jordan from Fish Keeping Made Easy has been really supportive, and he is going to help me through the process. At the moment I've just got the plants in here because I am starting to take the tank down. As you can see, all of the blackbeard algae, focus, is gone from it now. So the problem must have been dead spots in the tank where waste was building up and providing too many nutrients. Praise the Lord that has gone, because blackbeard algae was the bane of my life. So I cut all my Limnophila cessiflora down the other day because this and this was all right up to the top and growing along the tank. So I've cut that down, replanted it so they can re-root before I take this down, and then I'll have loads of Limnophila plants, so I can either move them into another tank to make it more of an instant thickness, or I can bundle them up and sell them to you guys perhaps if anybody needs any. So what I'm going to do, I will give you a rundown. So I won't show you my son's tank that's up in his bedroom because we only did that video recently, so you know what that looks like. I will show you the shrimp tank, I'll show you the Platy tank, the Piranha tank, and I'll show you a bit more in detail of this tank. Yeah, just updates on them really. So let's go over and see the shrimp tank first. So this is the shrimp tank from afar now. Some of you that have been following the channel for a while now will be saying, where's the tree gone? The tree just proved to be an absolute nightmare. It either got too long and looked like a hedge, or it looked silly because I'd cut it all short. There was an outbreak of cyanobacteria, also known as blue-green algae, on it, which isn't great. So I removed the tree, just put a big clump of Java moss that's attached to a rock in there, and some Java fern on the right that I've attached to a small piece of bogwood. And they all seem to be thriving. I've got 40 plus shrimp in here now. One of them's heavily buried with eggs, so hopefully we'll have a load more babies soon. I'll take you in and show you some a bit closer. Now, as you can see on the glass at the bottom here, all up the side of there and on the back, there is some detritus. I clean it off the front bit every now and then, but mainly I leave it on the tank because that's food for these guys. And a lot of people say to me, oh, I don't have any success with shrimp, they all die. And I always ask them, what do you do when you clean your tank? And they say, oh, well, I keep it spotless, I don't know why they keep dying. But sometimes that's the problem. If you're not feeding them enough and you've cleaned all of their food off of the tank, then they've got nothing to eat. So although it doesn't look great, a little bit of algae in there is not actually that bad. I have put in this little feeding dish now because the food was getting so messy, it was going everywhere. And I've had to sort of bury it so it's at ground level, because they weren't swimming up and going into it. They were just sort of swimming into the glass and not really knowing what to do. So although they would have found it eventually, I just built up the substrate around it, so now they just walk up and hop in. That food's been there since yesterday now, but when I've just put fresh food in, they all go in there, and there's loads of them. You can just see at the top of the screen in the middle, there's the two big shrimp, and then there's a tiny little baby one on there. It's just swimming towards us now. That's one from my first batch that I've bred, and then I'm trying to see the one that's buried, but I think she's underneath. But I actually, looking at them now, I think there's a few of them that are buried. So yeah, that's a general update on the shrimp tank. It does look a lot better now there's more shrimp in it. They don't look so lost, and it's really interesting to sit and look at up close, and watch them feeding away on all the tiny bits of bacteria and algae and food. So now we'll move over to the Platy tank. As I'm sure you'll all know, this is one of my favourite tanks. I think it's beautiful. The plants will need to grow in a bit more, but the Limnophila sessiflora and the Rotala rotundifolia that are growing in the one behind me, I am going to add in here to bulk all of this up, and I'm going to put a load of the Limnophila from the other tank all up the front here to cover up that filter. That filter that we built a few videos ago is doing really well. As you can see, it's not as visible now, because as it's doing its job, the filter floss gets dirty and then it will stain it, and then you won't see it. The water's always nice and clear here. I do need to clean the front of the inside of the glass on this, so apologies if it's a bit dirty, but I didn't have time, so it didn't get done. So in here now we also have the peppered Cory from the other tank. We have 3 of the albino bronze Corydoras there, and there's another one just there, and there's another one in there somewhere. There's 5 Cooley loaches, Cooley loaches in here, but they're nocturnal, so you don't see them very often. Occasionally at night they will come out and browse on a bit of food, but they're super cute. And then we've got all the different types of Platys, so I'll zoom in a little bit for you now so that you can see some of their colorations, but they're beautiful. Now in here there are also quite a lot of fry that they tend to hide until it's feeding time. So if I put some food in, you can see the fry coming out now. There's one here, another one over here, and there's some bright orange ones in there as well. It's great because I've got all of these different Platys in here. The combinations that we're going to get from them breeding are going to be so cool. Like these ones here, they are like a bluey silver, like the blue Mickey Mouse Platys, but they've got red fins. So I think it was potentially one of these that was the dad and one of these that was the mum. So they're like blue and red. So hopefully they'll keep that coloration as they grow, which will look really cool. If we look down here on the right, just down here, there's a tiny little orange Platy baby. Oh, and Mr. Shrimp, he's still going strong, just over on the right hand side at the top there. In the middle at the bottom there, we've got one of the yellow Platy babies, which is going to be the same as this one up here. It'll be exactly the same as that one. So I'm assuming that that's the mum that it came from. So our little Platy breeding project is coming along well. So once I've got loads of these guys, I will actually put some of the fry up for sale, so you guys can have a chance to own some of them that I've bred myself. If that's something you'd be interested in, then let me know in the comments. These little Corydora catfish, they're so adorable. Look at them. I never used to like them because I used to think they were quite ugly, but then when you actually own them, they're really cute because they're a bit ditzy. And half the time you think they're dead because they just lay there in a plant or something. But they're not dead, they're just chilling. But yeah, I love the metallic sides on that peppered cory. There is a good picture of that on my Instagram as well. Okay, so now we're going to move over to the piranha tank. I've got some footage from other times that I've got in there. I have tried to get footage of them ravaging some prawns tonight, but they're not interested. Usually I feed them later than this, so they're like, what's going on? And I've also got some footage that I wanted to show you of when I first put them in and them now, so you can see how much they've grown in such a short space of time. As you can see, they were absolutely tiny when we first put them in, and they've grown so much. We've actually only had them for 9 weeks and they've quadrupled in size. They're absolutely huge now. So you'll be able to see the difference between these two videos here, and that'll show you how much they've grown. It's incredible. Their red bellies are coming out now, and it's just so great to see them grow. I can't wait until they're absolutely huge and they're all filling up the tank. It'll be great. So this is my original tank. This was the 80 litre what we called the blackbeard algae tank. Since removing all of the rocks, the blackbeard algae problem seems to have completely gone. There's a few bits of detritus and green algae and stuff, as you can see on the back. I've left some of that on there so that the snails and things have got something to eat. But this tank is being taken down. Now I'll tell you in a moment what it's going to be changed into, but I'll just give you a bit of a close-up on some of the fish. We have got a rather large ram's horn snail there up on the glass. So like I say, I have removed all the rocks and I've taken all of the ottocinclus catfish out, and also the Coridora catfish. So they have gone into the 4-foot Platy aquarium and they're really happy in there. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these fish yet. It'd be a shame to get rid of them because I've had them for probably a couple of years now. This down here that you can see, that is the tiny goldfish fry that we found in the 4-foot aquarium when it was first set up, but we don't know where it came from. So that's quite big now. That's him or her just there on the left, just down here. So if you follow me on Instagram at the Chill Fish Keeper, you will have seen a picture of that the other day. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing the updates on the tanks. I just wanted to share something with you as well, which is this. So I got this from Maidenhead Aquatics, as you can see, and basically it's just an insulated bag, and when you buy your new fish you take this with you, and instead of them putting it in a carrier bag, they can put it in here, and then you carry your fish home, and you know that they're not going to get too hot or too cold, and it will maintain the temperature for a longer time and keep them completely in the dark. So that is good. One thing to consider though is that when they're in there, they are going to be completely in the dark. So when you open the bag, you should open it in a dim room, not with too many lights on, because it will stun them and stress them out. So the plan is to build the reef tank. It's going to take some time. For a successful reef tank, you really need to take your time, especially with a nano aquarium, because like I said in the myth busting video, small aquariums are harder for the parameters on your tank. So if I can master a nano aquarium, then I should be fine for a bigger one in the future. So to begin with, we will start with the live sand and live rock. Then I will add some invertebrates like shrimp or crabs, snails. Then slowly I will add a couple of clownfish, and then eventually I will move on to some corals. So I'm going to go for soft corals like zoanthids and mushrooms, things like that. I've been watching a load of videos trying to get my knowledge up on saltwater because I want to do it properly. You should never go into something in a hobby with the fish without knowing what you're talking about. If you don't know about what you're doing, then don't do it, because it's going to fail. After I mentioned in my last video that about 75% of you are not subscribed, quite a lot of you subscribed. So I think now we're only 6 or 7 away from my 100 goal for 100 subscribers by Christmas. So again, if you are not subscribed and you're watching this, help me out, join the family and click the subscribe button, and leave me any comments if you've got any questions. Let me know if there's anything you want to see in a future video. I added the piranhas into this video because one of you guys, I can't remember your name, I'm sorry, commented on a video a couple of weeks ago and asked for an update on them. So there you go, whoever you were, sorry. And yeah, and anything you want to know, I'll try and add into a future video. Don't forget to check out Fish Keeping Made Easy. He's got some brilliant videos. It's Jordan from Scotland, and he does a lot of wild aquascape videos and little eco-sphere things. And his video last week was him doing a wild aquascape at a beautiful waterfall, and he had a bit of a disaster at the end, so that's worth a watch. So have a look at that. Like I say, I will pop a link to his nano aquarium build in this description for this video, and if my editor's good enough, he'll pop one here right on my hand just now. If not, then I'll look like an Egyptian. Walk like an Egyptian. Now lockdown's been lifted as of today, I am hoping to get back out to some fish stores and do a tour of those next week. I'm waiting to hear back from the manager of the Water Zoo in Peterborough to see if we can go over there and do a video. So hopefully that will be next week's video, but don't hold me to it. So yeah, thanks for watching the video today, guys. I hope you've enjoyed seeing most of my tanks. Don't forget to leave me a comment in the comment section below. Click the subscribe button and join the family, and turn the notification bell on so it lets you know every time I upload. I do upload every Friday around 4 PM GMT. So yeah, I'll see you in next week's video, guys. Bye!